Hello everyone and welcome back to the ESL Pro League, and we're into the final match for today. And although I might sound a little bit low in terms of energy, that was because it was an absolutely amazing match just then. We're just building up for what could be another amazing matchup between MIBR and eUnited on Mirage.
Definitely. I mean, I'm assuming that because MIBR started out on the T side, the train was probably their map pick. Also, the fact that that is a map that they like to play. United going to go up against MIBR on a map like Mirage that they should be fairly comfortable with playing. Should be fairly interesting to see, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, well, for both sides. I mean, for eUnited, they need to bring all that they can, and they need to be all that they can be, because if they don't manage to bring their A game, they need to bring their A game to contest MIBR. And like I was saying before, I don't think MIBR, the way that they turn up on train, they're not really in a mood to, I guess, drop down 1-1 or split 1-1 apiece with eUnited once again. You can see how much they actually wanted that victory at the end of train. They need to bring that same level and that composure over into Mirage in case eUnited come with that hot start once again. In terms of anything, I shouldn't say hot start, but as in the way that we're playing, it was something that we wouldn't expect out of obviously a team a little bit lower place than MIBR.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they forced MIBR to sort of play a little bit better. You forced Fallen to actually pick up the AWP and start getting in their face a little bit. People pushing up into SL, saw Fur getting aggressive in the SL, which really netted MIBR a couple of rounds on their CT side, so that was good to see.
Yeah, and at the end of the day for eUnited, it's a learning experience, right? It's every single time they push these teams to the limit, they're going to learn from here. And they're going to go back, review this, and they're just going to go, all right, these are the mistakes that we made, and they're just going to fix it from there and just keep going forward.
100%, yeah, it's just all about improvement. Make sure that they can, beat the teams that might be on their level or a little bit lacking behind them, at least in terms of the standings, and try to split 1-1 with these teams within the MIBR like we've seen them do in some other leagues as well.
Yeah, I'd say the Betway odds are still going to be in the favour of MIBR quite heavily, but I mean, eUnited, you can definitely give them at least a little bit of a chance at the moment. It really depends what form that they do show up. Once again, it was Relics and Dazzle that were fragging hard, but we've seen the former players not really convert forward, and similarly, you can see that MIBR, these players are consistent, right? Fur's been an absolute monster so far, and I don't think he's going to be stopping right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so, but it's interesting to see. I mean, sometimes you have, your betting odds and stuff like that where you go, fingers crossed this team actually turns up, and maybe if they have a really good game or this guy goes ham, then they might have a chance at winning. With United, like, they're actually a team where you can bet on. You'd be like, maybe they might actually win this map.
I mean, they potentially can right now.
Yep.
It's all in their hands, and it's all in pretty much how hard MIBR can really play Mirage as well. And you have to say that they should theoretically, right? Theoretically on paper, they should be absolutely dominant on Mirage. You've got Stewie and Tarek, two of the players on Cloud9. They just completely made that map their own.
And Fur in the connector in the underpass on T side, Fallen running all around with the AWP. Yeah.
And
Cold on Cat.
I was just say Cold anywhere. Ready to frag.
I think it's their B player now, but which is a bit. I miss the Cold Zero on the catwalk, but he usually played pretty passively around that sort of area if he wasn't in the ladder room. So I don't know. It's all right, I guess.
We'll have to find out eventually, as we should be jumping into the server quite soon to see how these two teams do fare. I mean, for eUnited, a lot of positive talking points. Dazzle performed very, very well on that B-side anchor role. A lot of good rotation actually coming out from eUnited as well. It wasn't as if they gambled a lot of the time on the back of no information. It was smart rotational play coming out.
Oh yeah, not gimmicky at all. Just your stock standard, your fundamentals really shining through, and that's what really impressed me because, even just watching the CT setups or how they would construct their T side and stuff like that, it's not just like, oh, we're going to rush into your face and hope for the best, or, oh, we're going to really stack this bomb side and hope that you hit it, and then if you don't, we just lose or we have to save. We've been seeing so much of that in the Pro League. It's pretty much commonplace, I would say. I would say playing more standard and playing your solid fundamentals is something that you only see from a select few teams, I would say, nowadays.
I mean, like a team like NRG, for example, which is... it is weird to think about it, but teams like Liquid, NRG, bear in mind, we haven't seen all the teams just yet. I mean, you can make an argument for some of the teams who are still learning on terms of their standard takes and everything, like Envy, like Renegades. It's still very much a work in progress.
I think it's just a case of, like, just not enough reps. Like, you got a team like eUnited, they've been together for a while, they've made their way up from MDL or whatever. You know, they've had plenty of reps, they've had plenty of practice, they've had plenty of time to get super comfortable with their setups and do the best that they can. But you see so many roster shifts, you see your new lineups, you see your Ints, you see your Luminosity, you see your Envy. You know, in theory, people always point at the fact like, oh, they've been together this amount of months, they've been together. They're not, they might not have the time to be scrimming as much, they might have events to travel, they might have other leagues to play in, they might have, you know, people who need to go home to other countries that they might be from and stuff like that. Whereas eUnited, you got your born and bred NA boys who have been playing together for months and months and months. They've had plenty of reps in, which means that they can play that standard style. They can have those rotations. They can have those things worked out. They can have made those mistakes in the past that they've learned from, and that's why you see a lot more solid of a fundamental game plan. You see, impressively, you know, despite the names on paper not seeming like they can compete, they actually can compete with MIBR. They could have taken that map, that 3v5 that goes that way. They break the money of MIBR and they run away with that.
I mean, it's a lot of what-ifs, but I do agree with you on the point of synergy. It's been looking absolutely impressive so far, and I guess you're looking at two parallels, right? This is a team that clearly is in close communication. You can see that they've got all the training drills down pat. At MIBR, this is a team that are still getting there at this stage. Obviously, that language barrier is a thing in terms of communication. They're working on it quite hard. In terms of strategies, it's always been chopping and changing. Who's calling? Well, at this stage, even I don't know. I think it's gone back to Fallen calling, if I remember correctly. It's gone through three or four different people. I mean, the only person I think that hasn't called at the stage is Fur.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Okay.
Like that is how many...
They're resorting to a watermelon brain to take over the calls at this point. I mean,
hey, look,
that's pretty desperate times.
You're saying if a watermelon brain's taking over, this is a guy that can win you a major, all right? So let's quickly revisit the lineups. If you don't know what eUnited's lineup is just for now, I mean, I'm fairly certain in the next couple of months they will be more of a household name inside the NACS region. Ace.
So what's the deal with this eUnited roster? Is it 3 Canadians, 2 Americans? I think it is, right? The top... Dapper might be American as well, so maybe 2 Canadians, 3 Americans.
It doesn't matter which way that you put it. 2, 3, 4, 5 Canadians or Americans.
7 Canadians all on the same team. Unbelievable.
Doesn't matter if you say Canadians or Americans. All you can say is that they are definitely united, and they've got EU inside their name, which is a bit ironic, but that's okay. We'll let that pass for now. I've just realized. EU inside NA? No wonder why they're doing so well, some would say. I figured out the conspiracy. I would introduce the MIBR roster, but I feel like that's a pretty dumb thing to do, in all honesty. That's like going, oh, by the way, this is this Olympic superstar. You may not have heard of them.
Yeah, you ever heard of this guy, Michael Phelps? Yeah, he's pretty good. I don't know, mate. You know, it's basically, you know, the equivalent of it. You know, you got major winner number 1 through 5. Pretty good.
Pretty accurate, pretty much, at the end of the day. Whereas, I mean, at the end of the day, though, it doesn't matter how many trophies that you have. Doesn't matter how many titles that you have under your belt. All that matters right now is what form that you bring into here. And for eUnited, they've definitely come up to play. It's not out of their contentions just yet in terms of getting a victory. They haven't been completely shut out. They've been pretty much forcing the teams down to the wire. And every single map that eUnited play, it just makes me more and more excited for them to eventually create an upset, to put a few victories on the board, and to, I guess, really show the power of these developing teams inside the NA region. That other teams then look at eUnited, it's like, I wonder what they're doing right. And then it turns out they really haven't changed their roster for a very, very long time. They've been working together as a unit. The synergy comes together. That they're able to overcome all these hardships. It's really just, at this stage, it's reading like an anime plot.
Okay.
It is, if you really think about it. This is the part where they're up against a villain called MIBR. Pretty easy to think of MIBR as like the shirts and everything.
True.
But they're actually the good guys. So that's in the next arc.
Yeah,
they've gone from...
You got Bad Fallen in this sunglasses.
You got Bad Fallen, but he's actually good Fallen. And then he's like, you never know exactly which one. So many twists and turns. And really, that's how we like it in Counter-Strike.
True. Hey, let's be real, you know, before he was like hand-picking the second Brazilian team to come over into NA, now he's like letting other people sort of sort that out and make their way over. He's clearly Bad Fallen now. He's got to get his own team together first before he helps too many other people up.
I wouldn't even say he was bad from that form, and maybe he might be starting to stream again as well. Maybe with the Intel processor as well in terms of streaming, recording, and gaming without compromise. So, I mean, that's always... It's always good to see all the pros streaming and everything. I know Skadoodle's making a good crack at it, so there you have it.
I never compromise, Kevin.
You never compromise?
Never.
Okay.
Never surrender.
Never surrender. 15-0. You never surrender till the end. I like that.
Yeah. Still lose though.
Doesn't matter. It's a whole mentality thing.
Yeah.
Like that's I don't care if we're getting slammed in the dirt 15-0. If I can get that pistol round and we can figure it out. Look, I'll put it this way, right? If Ghost Gaming can do it, if they can come back from 12-3 down, why can't you?
You're not Wardell.
What is stopping you?
You're not Wardell.
Well, A, I'm not Wardell.
Yeah.
B, I don't have such a cool IGL like Steel who's actually guiding the team with a magic hand and resolving all these clutch situations. But you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Nothing's
Nothing's
ever
impossible.
No, it isn't. And
Follow
for
your
both
dreams.
times, I don't know about that one. That's a little bit too far-fetched. I say nothing's impossible. Follow your dreams for a bit. See how it goes out for you.
Yeah. Don't follow them for too long.
Here's the thing, right? Follow your dreams, but have a rational thought about it every now and then, and a reasonable thought to see where you're going to be going.
Yeah.
Obviously, the
Follow your dreams and evaluate every month at least.
I mean, evaluate every now and then. And eUnited, I mean, that's the whole thing, right? This is their dream. Playing inside the Pro League, trying to push teams like MIBR to the limit.
Dazzle first in line. I'm liking what I'm seeing, but there's already 4 MIBR players on the bomb site. Flashes are ineffective, Kevin.
They are ineffective, and what has been effective so far have been the USPs getting a first couple of entries, but Relics once again, oh my goodness, Relics! He's just driving in, doesn't matter how many CTs you put in, it just means more kills for the young Relics. And now it's all down to Fallen, who has the USP and armor at the very, not armor, kit and smoke. That's your boy Dazzle, going in first, coming out last with that kill.
Dazzling us all.
But Relics, man,
he's making MIBR look like old Relics, mate.
I mean, you're not wrong there.
Alright. Single save as people spin around in T-spawn. Just warming up the old hands. Get the old elbow moving. Make sure the joints are all getting there. Elbow or wrist, you know. Depends on your sensitivity, Kevin.
Pretty slow round so far from eUnited. They're just giving enough space. Yes, Huey's got a Deagle. There's a couple of upgraded pistols, but they're just, just giving a little bit of space to make sure that there's no one that's rushed really into position before they group and gather up again.
If he doesn't get a kill with this Deagle, Kevin, he is going to have to buy an SMG next round.
There's still a FAMAS.
Don't be silly.
Guess what?
FAMAS has looked pretty impressive from some of these Pro League players, I have to say. It's almost looked good.
Dazzle's in a, I hate to say precarious situation, but there are 2 people inside Connector, and if he doesn't manage to find the right timing, he could definitely be dead. And especially considering Fallen's actually pushing the B apps as well, Fallen needs to back away. How comes the A-side execute, though? But there's so many members here. Relics, though, he's checking the corners. He's snapping on heads. He spotted one in Ninja as well. He's just going forward. He's taking them all down. Relics, am I seeing Cello at the moment? Oh, that's a little bit awkward from Ace, who's just running in and reloading, but...
Only lost to back 10. It's all good. Great round. Good anti-eco.
So, yeah, is this the American Cello at the moment? Just a mad frag of Relics?
Too easy for Relics.
You see that? He's like, hang on a moment, what was that? Oh, okay. It was a sneaky Tarek.
So Stewie actually had enough to get that M4 with just the smoke grenade. He's going to be running up the middle area. Fallen's got a flash to send him in. Does send it over the top after spamming through the smoke. Works perfectly. Down goes Moose. Dazzle bursting out A. They're all out A, Kevin. 4 people. 2 clean entries into the headshot. Molly onto jungle. Best of luck retaking this one, lads.
I mean, Stewie is trying to go around the far lurk, and Dazzle might have overextended a little bit. Ace also caught napping. This is just bored back down to a 2-on-3, and not in the favor of eUnited. They're going to try and double peek in, but this time around, MIBR gathered together.
They thought they were the double peekers, but they were the double peekies, Kevin.
Yeah, and it doesn't work out for them because MIBR, I mean, they managed to swing that back around, and Ace just napping a little bit in that position. I don't think he was expecting Stewie to be walking in, already having such a fast, I guess, a fast rotation coming forward. MIBR do manage to take that first buy round. eUnited can drop a few weapons over, though, thanks to the fact that the anti-eco was quite clean.
Yeah, wasn't too bad as well. I mean, they chipped 3 of the guns away from MIBR, so if they win this one, it's another resetty. Might have done a better job, sort of maybe astralusing that one a little bit more after getting those first 2 picks. They were in the 4-on-3, a little bit eager there, a little bit of an overextension from 2 different players, and then they do the double swing T side once they are down a man, and it's just not good enough.
Dapper's already into ladder, so he's Sonic the Hedgehog at this stage. He's also making sure his presence is known, just going, hey, I'm in ladder, guys. You have to expend some forces on me.
The cat boost as well as Fur playing in the connector. Stappers actually gets the best of him. I don't know how often you see that, but it's not very often. That HE nade here, Lord.
Could have done
a great job in the ladder, isn't he?
Could have done a lot more, but hey, uncharacteristically missing a spray means that Dapper's able to punish him, and you can even see eUnited, even though that short aggression did come out from Cold Zero and Tarek, there were the, I guess, presence from eUnited to nullify that as well at the same time, giving Dapper the confidence of pushing out, and now Fallen with a UMP.
This is much better for eUnited this time around, though. You can really see it. I mean, last time they got that advantage, and the round turns around because they rush things too quickly. They get a little bit overexcited. This time, they slow things down a little bit. They're still going to have to deal with Stewie inside the ramp, who does get a flash in to take a little look. He's going to play outside now, maybe make his way under back. There's 3 MIBR members on this bomb site, though. First kill goes the way of Relics. Of course it does. What a headshot from Ace, though.
Yeah, but there's still going to be 2 more at CT, and Cold Zero and Tarek, you can say they're tagged up, but 2 of the players of eUnited aren't really covering the positions just as of yet. Cold Zero going to jump up. Moose has spotted him out. Edge of the smoke, not going to work in the favor of Tarek. Moose coming out on top. They know where the last one is at the moment, and they are looking to hunt him down. Relics, he is out to make sure that none of the CTs can cart their weapons forward. eUnited, they just instantly reset MIBR, and so far, early days looking pretty solid for this young upstart American team.
For sure.
American-Canadian.
American-Canadian. EU? Question mark. Relics is 10-1, having a great game once again. Sort of a force by a lot of the players on MIBR. Cold and Fur going to be holding on to a lot of their money, but the rest of them all have bought up. They do have the, oh my lord, Cold Zero. Easy little one dig there from him. Dazzle punishes Tarek trying to jump up.
Oh
my lord, that was a sharp little tap.
Talk about a sharp little tap. Flick of the wrist to get that access in the B bomb side, but uh-oh, Relics. How is Stewie over here? That's actually the package, and the T's are going, oh my goodness, we have to go back and grab it. And Stewie is in the position to deny this as well, but Moose is just too strong right now. Still 2 more members of MIBR. Fur just going to be holding the angle for now, but they might not check the corner until it's too late. Moose able to duck away into safety. Going to be dropping the smoke. Ace left to fight it out. Of course, a little bit of a scare for eUnited, but Dazzle is the one that cleans up after the entries on the B bomb site. Looking good so far from eUnited. MIBR, their economy is not looking great though.
One more save, and then they should be straight back into the fray. Gives an opportunity for eUnited to really build up their money. 3 alive in the last round. They hopefully looking to retain more than that in this round. 4 quickly towards A and 1 towards top mid. Very quickly out Palace this time.
Relic's just going to be the bait this time around, but it looks like it's starting to fall a little bit apart right now on the A-bomb side. If it wasn't for Relic's just coming up and just blasting people right now. Oh my goodness. He's managed to just challenge so many people. He's still coming out on top. Tarek, now he's tagged low as well. Relics, he may be frag hungry, but decides just to back away and allow the rest of the teammates to do the heavy hitting now.
Yeah, 13-2 and doesn't go for the re-peek onto a CT. That's probably not something you would see from one of the MIBR players. That's what I'm going to say about that. So, definitely some smart discipline being shown by the young man. Nice pick there by Ace. Closes it out. 3 alive once again is really going to get the money rolling. He's off to quite a start. 200 ADR. That's pretty decent.
Oh yeah, only 210.
Yeah.
Wait, 210. He has been not only killing at least 2 people every single round. Well, he hasn't. But well, he has.
Yeah, over 2.
Oh, okay. Ace just gives a how you do over to Fur, and that's already a Solid start.
Yeah,
Dazzle.
I mean, he's usually someone who wants to play aggressive in the connector, but you see him cowering in CT over towards where Fallen's playing now. He's actually going to grab the AWP off Fallen, and even though Fallen's glass cannon, Fallen's going to push into the bomb site. Interesting.
Good work from Dazzle as well to force out some early utilities, just making a bit of noise and just keeping the B-side players honest, making sure that the short play... Oh, what? No, Dazzle, you can't just put Cold Zero down to 10 HP like that. That's just...
Two of them are down to 10.
Oh my goodness. Flashbang play coming in. That's not going to work as Dazzle... I don't know about this case. I don't want to be channeling Dazzle or Relics at the moment. He's done so much work already on the B bomb site, and I mean, only a minute's eclipsed. eUnited still can take this bomb anywhere that they want. They've got some soft control over this palace and A ramp area. They've got control of mid. Haven't really breached into connector just yet, though.
Where's the end of this play going to go, though?
There is this extra player in the B bomb site. Dazzle knows there's one in jail at the moment, but what are they going to do about it? 20 seconds left, 3 on the B bomb site. Out comes a Molotov. Dazzle, he doesn't clear the site firstly, and the gunfire does come out from Relics at the end of the day. Still going to be one in jail, and Tarek is going to be here as well in that short position, but Dapper is also here from short, but he can't land the spray. Tarek staying alive. Time is slowly starting to tick away, and the players just not out fast enough from eUnited. All down now to a 1-on-2, but there's just no time to get the bomb plant down. Ace going to try and stay alive.
And I mean, that's what you really expect more to see from a team like eUnited, you know, who's a little bit more inexperienced. The hesitancy, they got a lot more damage on MIBR, and they put themselves in some good positions to win that round, but they really telegraphed their play towards that B apartments by not really putting pressure anywhere else on the map, and when they actually go for that bomb site hit and the late utility comes in, they were very staggered at getting those trades in. Dazzle doesn't clear the site properly. Come in a little bit flustered, and they weren't actually able to close it out.
And the difference is, I mean, oh, okay, Ace just comes in from Palace fast and gets the pick on Tarek. That is, once again, a good start from eUnited, but they need to compose themselves and get a bit of more of a move on. We've seen rounds where they're able to get so much damage down, but still failed to close out the round. Obviously, Tarek went big from that short position, getting 3 kills, but that was a little bit of failure on Dapper, not getting that trade on short.
Yeah, and I mean, in the last map and even in this map so far, everything's looked so crisp and clean. They definitely haven't looked as much like a team of their caliber, you know. So now, a few flaws starting to be exposed in the eUnited camp, I suppose.
Well, MIBR also just making sure they can try to bring anything back that they can. So there was a window boost up. I don't know if Dazzle spotted Cold Zero in this position, but this controlling connector. 1 in firebox, 1 in triple, and 1 just close in jungle ready for the swing. Actually, Stewie's going to be back in CT spawn. But Ace just coming forward with the AWP. 2 kills for him so far, but Cold Zero once again, he's still alive at firebox. A very dangerous position right now for any of the CTs, or any of the Ts. None of them have cleared it. They're trying to go for the plant, but Cold Zero can swindle around, even though Ace has managed to pick off a few. The bomb plant goes down. Cold Zero now trying to pick up this AWP on Ace. But out comes the double swing eventually, and Ace is going to clean up with 4 kills with the AWP. eUnited now starting to pick up the pace a little bit.
He was easily like one of the weaker players on eUnited last map, but that's a huge round. I mean, that's a massive impact round to have up against MIBR. That's the reset. 4K on the reset round to really start to get your T side rolling. The impact of those kills can't be measured.
Absolutely not, but there's going to be this mid-take coming out. Dapper just going to be keeping his head down for now because the rest of his team, he knows he's got reinforcements. Let them take the tanking. Moose. Spots one dropping down, but Cold Zero close, just too sharp with the UMP. Picks up a free AK for himself, but still so many members up. Cold Zero can't get the spray down. There's just too many smokes. Might be able to connect onto Dapper. One of the bullets doesn't go the right way.
That's where the traces really don't represent how the spray is actually going. All the traces look like it's right on the T's, and your average viewer might be like, "How are they not dying? That's right on him." No, not really. The traces aren't where the bullets are actually going, friends. Uh-oh. It's going going to be another save after this one, Kev.
I mean, at least they've got an AK to fight with, and potentially might be able to steal another AK as well, because Dazzle and Zapper are quite low. You can see Dazzle already backing quite far off into the B amps, just trying to make sure it's secure. Most of the T's should be exiting from there. Stewie just hoping for an outside chance that eUnited do come through short, but you see so far Discipline outside of Relics, who's going on a bit of a little bit of an expedition by himself. I wouldn't recommend this.
You might be able to find Cold if he checks the angle correctly. Oh my
What?
lord, he's just too sharp, Kevin. He makes Cold Zero look like an absolute, I don't know, noob, I suppose.
Are you sure the labeling is around the incorrect way? Because
Yeah.
Relics
was that Relics or Cold Zero?
yeah, I mean, jeez.
I just quickly glanced up to the top right and I saw two names and I wasn't sure which one was which.
It's 2018. Now, if I told you there's this player called Relics that was playing a Misfits back a year ago and he's going to drop 15 and 4 against MIBR. Bear in mind, though, it is an unlikely match. Still, you're dropping 15 and 4 against MIBR and you're dominating Cold Zero.
Looking like it's going to be an 8-2 outside of the chance of Cold Zero, like 5K'ing them with the Deagle. Happy style.
I mean, Dazzle's just made this off play that he goes, all right, let's just see if there's got anyone on the B site. Hasn't worked out.
He's been so good, like, as their entry on the T side. He's been creating so much space. He moves into such advanced positions when they go for the executes. He finds so much info. And he's unafraid to just go and you know, get that territory, create that space, and get the info for his team. That's going to make it so much easier for everyone else to come in behind. And Relics has been so crisp on the trades. That's an entry duo to be scared of, mate.
That's it still. Yeah, that's it though. MIBR, they're not out of the CT rounds just yet. Force buy, I mean, I shouldn't say force buy, but this buy is not looking insanely impressive across the board. Yes, they've got the AWP, but Fallen doesn't have any armor. Yes, they have utility, but not full set of utility. And now just going for a palace play. Moose needs to draw out this AK a little bit earlier. And there it is, 2 quick picks. MIBR going on the front foot to try to get the aggression. It works out perfectly for them.
And it's the same thing you saw on Train when MIBR had trouble on their CT side. It wasn't nearly as much trouble as, you know, the first 10 like we're seeing here. And we're finally into the 11th, they start to go aggressive. But that's where they really took the advantage back on Train, is when Fallen was starting to go a little bit more aggressive with the AWP. Fur was starting to get a little bit more aggressive into SL. Same thing works out for MIBR. They catch eUnited off with the aggression, they take back some control, and they make a really clean round of it to start to get their economy rolling, rather than just letting eUnited keep executing their game plan on them.
eUnited, though, have enough cash to just buy straight back into it, and I don't think they'll be caught off the second time around. They are actually just going for a fast B-side tape by the looks of it. Moose is going to be dropping a smoke, probably in a top connector from that position.
No, it's a short smoke. It's one of the 2 arch smokes, I would imagine.
Right. And
We're gonna have
tags.
a little bit of a
What?
look at it.
Dazzle's
He's just
already
up ahead of everybody else who gets the first pick.
And now out comes the execute, but the spacing's not great this time. The rotation can come forward. I don't know about this committal at the moment, because you're committing into Cold Zero, and that's not the best idea. Ace, I think, has been spotted out by Stewie as well, trying to land this headshot from underneath the window. But Ace is just jiggled back and forth. The rest of the CTs are in the position. You've got Fallen with the AWP as well. But Moose is just coming around the corner.
Oh, it was like an inch away from Fallen getting another pick, and now we're down into the 2-on-2. Cold Zero, he cleans up 2 of them, and he falls back into a safe position, and all of his teammates go and peek everybody and die. It's down to him and Fur. Still 2 scary prospects to see. Ace cops a think from Cold, who's doing it all on his own. On for a 4K at this point. Oh, careful there, Fur. You don't want to be going into that one. I imagine he's probably going to go for the peak once Cold spots another terrorist. Probably would be a great time to be hitting.
Oh my
how do you get
goodness.
away with that, Ace? He's too good right now.
Are they going to check the short position is a real question. Fur coming ever so close. Ace going to commit to the plant.
Oh, Moose is in a perfect
Who
position.
spotted him
How
out?
have they turned that around, Kevin? The entry from Dazzle. After that, the execute goes so badly because Cole just gets a double spray down, but Ace, He's just dancing around. Moose is just making the best of those tiny little angles. It doesn't even look like he should be able to get picked from some of those.
He's on 13 HP, and he just, I mean, Cold Zero just got a 3 down, and you're still picking in a Cold Zero. He's not sweating bullets. This man's a ice cold killer right now, Mirage. And MIBR, I mean, they are forcing up into this. Fer just heard that AWP shot, finally Cold Zero. Okay, so once again, that Palace aggression is working out for MIBR, but Dapper's already into the ladder room.
Cold's meant to be their B player. You can just tell that he's over it. He's straight into Palace, taking control of this game. And that's a classic from Cold Zero. Out they come into B. Maybe they've read the fact that they saw that that was the B anchor into the bomb site, and it's worked so beautifully. And that's fantastic for eUnited. That's a sign of like something you would see from FaZe almost. After losing first pick, they just go for a decisive attack straight into the bomb site, and it works out beautifully. Both the entries go their way. There's no slowing down. There's none of this, let's let them utilize their 5-on-4 advantage. We just go crush the bomb site when we lose a player.
Imagine, like, Dazzle is coming out and just going and getting entries on the B side. All right. He's done it 3-4 rounds in a row. This man's fearless.
The two traders are going so well. Like, Relics and Dapper have been so good about getting that extra trade kill, getting that extra frag on the guy who's under pressure or not ready for you to peek from a certain angle. And if that's not working out, then Ace is just 4K'ing you with the AWP. And Moose is just along for the ride.
Bit of a jump scare coming out from Stewie. Dazzle seeing ahead, but not really able to do anything about it. MIBR, they managed to save a few rifles, but we're down into the final
force.
I mean, I'd say at this stage, they have to be forcing up. You can't be affording to go down.
All right, what's Cold Zero going to do this round to try and win? He's over towards B again. He's got no utility. They're probably going to go aggressive. Oh, he's going cat now.
They're going to try and maintain this mid control from some aggressive cat control, but Dazzle, he's been just doing his normal default.
And look at this, though. It's only him here, and he's creating so much pressure. Look at Fallen's positioning. Fallen's in the middle of the murder hole, wondering if he should rotate here. Cold has been forced to not go aggressive on Cat, and out comes this A execute.
But Stewie's able to shut two of them down and do a heavy chunk of damage to Relics. That could be the turning point as well. A lot of this utility has been used by eUnited already. They don't have any smoke grenades to work with.
That's just Stewie getting down and dirty in the A ramp, doubling up there, despite the pressure being put onto B, really sort of causing the rotations and setting up the perfect situation for eUnited to go into the A bomb site. You just can't account for Stewie getting doubles in the A ramp and transferring the spray perfectly. Fallen plays in the off angle, punishes Dazzle, who's come in from B, and now it's a 2-on-4, but I wouldn't be counting them out just yet. Relics has got the AWP, Moose is still alive, and he was able to turn around the last 2-on-4, I believe.
But you can see how disciplined MIBR are at the moment. They realize this round is absolutely critical. Flashbang comes forward, but Relics, he misses the flick. Moose trying to get off the ladder to try to give a bit of assistance. Also spotting out Burt at the same time. It's a 1-for-1, but Moose needs to try to stand up, but there's just too many angles for him to challenge at the end of the day. MIBR, they managed to pick up the AWP and the AK, at least a serviceable round towards the end of this half, but eUnited
looking at 11-4, and MIBR's got to be feeling the pressure at this point. This is the best buy that they've had to lay their eyes on for quite a long time. More than 10, I would imagine, rounds.
I mean, the weather at the moment in Sydney is absolutely pouring right now, and
yeah.
MIBR.
I'm taking the buffs home, Kev, after this game, so best of luck to me. Please, Weather Jesus, grant me your blessings.
I mean, Dazzle, outside of Dazzle, Stewie has been really stepping up so far on the CT side, and now Dazzle finally punished this aggression. Cold Zero has had enough of his shenanigans.
Ace, though, opening up the mid-round after they lose the first two picks. Relics trying to throw a molly into the window. Fallen picking up Moose, trying to come out Palace there after they've lost the man advantage. Finally, MLBR starting to read some of the plays from eUnited, but too late into the half. They've realised too much respect has been given, and Relics is able to punish Stewie for that peak. Cold ready to peek him in middle with Tarek coming up the catwalk. And we're looking towards the end of the half here. 10-5 is still pretty darn good for MIBR, though.
There you have it. 5 rounds for MIBR on the CT, but when eUnited have been looking the good so far on the T side, they've been looking quite scary.
Alright, so MIBR get this pistol, and you're definitely looking at more of a close contest between the two teams. Maybe another close one like Train. We're in for another treat, I feel like. If eUnited grab the pistol, you're looking at a game that's going to be putting a lot of pressure on MIBR to continually make the right calls, to continually avoid players going aggressive on the side of eUnited and the landmines that they might have to maneuver their way around to be able to bring this game back after eUnited comes off to a nice advantage. So 2 little pieces of context there for you. Pistol, not as important as some other scorelines may indicate, but still impactful. Smoke coming out from Tarek. Flash is going to go over the top and out. They're going to come into the A bomb site. Smoke onto the connector as well, jumping out.
Yeah, it was a full B-site stack coming in from eUnited. Dazzle's going to have to back out of there and concede a lot of territory. Dapper not even allowed through the vent position, and Ace is going to go down quite quickly to Fur. Traded back quickly out to Stewie, making sure that the window control is going to be present for the T's. But the CTs all going to be coming from the same sector. They're all coming in from CT spawn from that ticket area. A lot of T's to be finding. One in stairs, Cold Zero, just one tap from Dazzle. Dazzle also spotting out Fallen at the moment as well. Tarek, he's on the same angle. That's not going to be favorable. Smoke's going to be deployed, but it's not going to be a good smoke. It's Stewie and Tarek doing the work that's needed. Tarek also just pulling out some block magic right now. Dap up needs to retrieve the kit. Time has ticked away. That is not the best smoke grenade, and Stewie will be able to clean up with the Glock.
Great round from MIBR. Smoke just not quite on the bomb there, but not the worst mistake in the world to be making as eUnited, especially because plenty of kills were grabbed on the pistol round, which is going to help boost their economy over towards the next round where they will be able to buy. They're not upgrading any pistols except for Dapper and Relics, who upgraded the last minute, but Moose is going to have plenty of utility. Dazzle, plenty of utility. All of them a decent amount of utility, I would imagine. So as many USP kills as they can get in this round, it will be better off for them.
Full B-site stack, but looks like MIBR through a bit of initial mid-aggression. They're just going to head straight back into the A bomb site instead. That's going to be completely clear. So eUnited most likely just going to stay huddled up in their shell and just make sure that MIBR, if there's any SMGs coming venturing around, they are shut down without getting too much cash.
Pretty straightforward stuff here. MIBR are going to edge their way onto this A bomb site. Unfortunately, eUnited are over towards the other area of the map. So we'll see if they can get themselves any exits onto MIBR, start to chip their economy away a little bit. But for the most part, it's looking pretty decent for MIBR. Pretty ballsy for Fur to jump up into that smoke. You need to be very careful that there wouldn't be a CT hiding in it with a pistol at the closer ranges, and then he can grab your AK and see what he can get done. Oh lordy, I wonder if he's going to check this right-hand corner. Actually gets picked by the CT. Dapper picks him up and might be able to grab that AK, but I'm not sure that Fallen's going to let him out of that position. Cold Zero making 600 with the MP5. That make that 1200. Don't want to be peeking this guy too much more. Even Moose, maybe just chill behind the bench. Don't give him too much more money, mate.
Do you know how I know you get excited?
Why?
It's because you start being a play-by-play caster.
No, it's an eco. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. It's an eco.
Yeah.
Let's chill out for a moment here. Well done from MIBR to only lose one rifle, but this is where the real challenge is for both sides.
Plenty of utility for MIBR and decent weaponry. We'll see if Cold's going to keep his MP5.
Looks like he is preying on the fact that the CTs may not have some helmets. 5 rifles, no incendiary grenades for the CTs to work with. Very early mid-aggression coming out from MIBR as well. Dapper's going to have to back off immediately. He's still continuing forward. Not the best idea. Drops against Cold Zero's MP5. He was stuck. There's no way out.
Losing first pick definitely won't bode well for the United boys. Tarek thought he was actually going to walk out of that A ramp, but doesn't quite do it. Slow up the underpass, as we've seen time and time again from Fur over multiple majors that MIBR has won. Definitely a scary prospect to be dealing with, even if he's not having the best of games so far. MIBR slowly crawling their way up mid, waiting out those bottom of connector smokes that the CTs have thrown out. Dazzle and Moose will have to make the best of these flashbangs. That's a good mid-round pick from Moose, but an instant trade from Stewie. Not an easy shot for him to hit. 2 of these CTs, though, are over on that A bomb site, and that might be difficult, I would say, for MIBR to contest with, but they are actually going up cat. But Relics is there, Kevin.
Relics is here, but I don't know how much damage he can really output at this stage. He has to find a Sublime timing pretty much to even shut down Stewie at this stage, who has just been single-handedly rolling forward and just getting all the picks that they need. And Tarek also in a position to shut down this rotation coming out from the CT side as well. Ace doesn't need an AWP to have the impact felt. He's going to go over and he thinks it's an AK, but he goes, hang on a moment, that's not an AK, that's actually Galil. Both CTs now linking up to try to kick their rifles forward to the next round. But MIBR slowly and steadily starting to accumulate the rounds. And no answer just yet for eUnited.
So they're going to try and do their best to hold on to both of these weapons. First round for MIBR as they start to close the gap in the scoreline. eUnited going to have to save, but if they do start to pick up either of those rounds, then they're going to reset their loss bonus, and they'll have to work their way back economically from there by either saving or those things of the nature. But MIBR shouldn't have a problem closing this one out, and then afterwards we'll see if eUnited can start to get one on the board and things start to get a little bit more scrappy in terms of the economy. Nice pick from Tarek as he comes up connector.
Relic's trying to grab the rifle, but he's taken so much damage, and coldzera knows this. He's going to incur a bit of damage from his own Molotov as well. Dapper, his gun barrel's been spotted out. Fer not going to allow this opportunity to go missing. And the CTs trying desperately to hold on with whatever weapons they have at the end. It's not going to work out because it's a clean sweep for MIBR, and that is going to be insanely beneficial for their economy coming into this. Even if eUnited are able to pick up this one, MIBR are just in a position to completely reset them.
Straight into the double AWP though might give MIBR some problems, but they're not going to have any problems financially for quite a long time. Plenty of buy rounds in the turnpike for them.
And that comes to Interpalace. Ace is going to be here quite early on. 3 Interpalace, as a matter of fact. But, oh my goodness, Ace, he spots the shoulder of one, but he still hits the no-scope. Tarek trying to put the pressure on. Out comes the rest of the aggression out of Palace and Fer on the entry. But Dazzle holding his ground. Of course, it's Dazzle once again, but eventually there's too much pressure. He can't take any more fights on 12 HP. So the bomb is now committed underneath balcony. It's going to be Stewie trying to wrap around through CT. And this is going to be the linchpin of the play. Moose is going to be watching towards CT though, and he spots out Stewie, gets the flick, and that's all down to coldzera, the clutch master himself. Knows there's one at CT, but he doesn't know where the other one is. That's going to be the AWP on Relics. Relics missing the shot, and coldzera just demolishes Moose. He knows where the last one is, dropping a smoke in the connector and gets a bomb plant down. It's all down to this 1-on-1 at the moment. Relics going to bust through the smoke, trying to dodge the flashbang, but you can't dodge the bullets coming out from coldzera. It's 10 apiece, Mitch. The score lines are tied once again. MIBR, they're fighting back into this. coldzera, 21 kills. eUnited had definitely cooled off after their early success on the T side.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like MIBR is in full control. Anything that they do will work for them. Even if they have some struggles in the mid-round, they're able to close it out in the small man situations because they've got the caliber of players that's just harder to deal with, like your coldzeras, who are too good at closing out those clutches. Relics is going to pick up the bomb and an AWP. But
all the Ts are ready here to just retake the situation, and the CTs are just caught out right in the open. They've dropped the single smoke, but CTs can't really use it to full effectiveness, and Relics is going to have to bail out of there. Won't be allowed to at the end of the day, so a little bit of excitement, a little bit of a chance for eUnited, but MIBR just coming back in force, making sure that the C4 is going to be safe. It's all down to Dapper now, just to try to accumulate a little bit of damage. But this MIBR economy is starting to snowball a little bit out of control, Mitch. And they're going to be in the lead for the first time.
bomb's going to go down. Was only a pistol round for eUnited, so not too bad that they've actually dropped this one. Hopefully they will be able to get it done in the next round. Definitely made that last gun round close. Unfortunately, the Cold was just able to close it out. 4 alive, as they don't lose too many to the pistols, except for Fallen, who loses the AWP, but Cold Zero picks that up, so only really an AK lost. And some armor.
But big turnaround coming in from MIBR, and that shine earlier from eUnited is slowly but steadily starting to wear off. They need to start landing a few more shots. Not easy to do, but MIBR just stepping up. They've allowed enough rounds in their own CT side to now build into what looks like to be a dominant T side themselves, and eUnited cannot seem to find their answer just yet. Double AWP wasn't the answer. They're going back to just a single AWP on Ace to see if Relics on the rifle can start finding a bit of the magic. He's definitely cooled off. 15 to 4 to now 18 to, I believe it was 14 or something like that. Definitely a big fall off.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, you know, we saw plenty of brilliance on the T side as well as on train from both Dazzle and Ace on this map and Relics on both maps, but haven't seen too much of that since in recent rounds, and already we're seeing Dazzle fall pretty early in the round to Fur. Looks like MIBR is just in full control now.
And it looked like Dazzle was a little bit isolated from the rest of his teammates. Don't know if that's eUnited trying to force a play, but they are trying to force a play. They need a lot more teammates. And Stewie trying to get that pick off a double AWP on that T side. Not something that you see very often on. Now connector control coming out from MIBR. They're going to be slowly crawling up. Only 3 defenders here. I say only 3 because MIBR have just been in position to deny a lot of this. But now out comes a crossfire from jungle as well as balcony. But still Fallen Cold Zero just able to come in and nullify that at the end. Relics and Ace trying to stay hidden for now, but the flashbang from Fallen should ruin Ace's day. And Relics trying to pop forward. He still needs to find 2 more kills, and Cold Zero is just not in a merciful mood at the moment. He's taking so many shots through the edge of the plywood, I would say. Cold Zero, once again, just coming out on top. He's had enough.
Oh,
he
it's
wants
25
no more.
for 13. What can you do? You can't do anything. The rounds might be close, but it's not close when it's Cold Zero in the 1vx, the 2vx. It's not close.
Cold Zero versus X. He's just...
It may as well be an extra man in the server on your team. Once you get into that scenario, it's not a 2v2, it's a 3v2 because it's Cold plus 1 versus 2.
Oh, when Cold Zero's in his element, there's no stopping him. We've seen how many clutches he's been able to do before in the past, and we're seeing that once again. Tactical timeout from eUnited, but they might have just let it bleed away a little bit too much.
Yeah, probably might have wanted to break up the momentum a little bit before this point, but I suppose this is an opportunity for them to make it a little closer. Actually, a lot of SMGs and armor being purchased.
I mean, they've got the full round loss bonus at the moment. They've dropped the last 7 in a row on their CT side, been dropping a lot more since then. And a bit of BAPS aggression that's going to be heard out from Fur. He's aware of this, so he's going to hop up and just try to contain the CT aggression. Dazzle and Dapper just going to be sitting at the end of this corridor. Dapper, he's going to be the one sprinting away, but Fur, he still gets the kill onto Dazzle.
Heard the other CT sprinting away, tries to punish him, and unfortunately his teammate eats it in the face. Four on 5, bit of a throwaway for eUnited. No point getting too excited about this one. Problem is they buy a lot of SMGs that are about $1,200 as well as some armor, so it's the equivalent of throwing, you know, 1.7 to 2.2k away for not a whole lot of reward. Relics is going to make it a little bit less.
Okay. Relics and Dapper keeping it exciting at the moment. Stewie doesn't realize there's still one on balcony.
Oh my god, there's not sure. This is the round they win.
I mean, Fur's still alive. I mean, he hasn't had the massive impact just yet. Come around and try to peek in the stairs.
How do you hit him? How do you hit him if he's going up and down like that? He's diagonal. He's going diagonal and just spamming you with an SMG. You just can't hit that.
And that's eUnited's first round in a very long time. And I mean, they do manage to at least break up some of the momentum. MIBR were carrying 7 rounds in a row. But this is where it starts getting a bit more problematic. MIBR, they can just throw something quickly in at the moment and just try to close it out from here. Mid-smoke coming out from the T side, and Ace is going to make a few shots through the smoke. Not going to work out. Dapper trying to stay hidden in connector, but Stewie is already watching that angle like a hawk. Can't see the gun barrel just yet, but eventually Dapper's going to peek out. Dapper! That's 2 kills! There's no one there to trade it for MIBR.
Very well timed. He drops the flash and he bunny hops out of connector there. Out they come onto the A bomb site. It's a retake from eUnited. 3 in the CT spawn now, and they're going to try and control middle from Catwalk on the side of Moose. He's going to have Fallen to deal with on the AWP there, which is going to be no easy task. Even though this is a 5-on-3, eUnited made this round so bad.
Hey, here's the thing. Where's the bomb?
True.
That's not in position. Like, who in MIBR can even go back and get it? They have to fight this out and win it right now. And Cold Zero, he's just instantly nullified. Relics looks like he's found a second win. He has an appetite for a little bit of dessert at the moment. And Tarek, he's trying to lock down this window position. But it is going to be cleared because Relics he's just coming in. He knows what's going on. And Fallen, 40 seconds left. They left the bomb behind. Still a chance, but Dazzle's heard him out at the moment. And he sees the gun barrel and closes it out once again. It's going to be tied 12 apiece. eUnited have tactical pause. I don't know what they said, but it looks like they've composed themselves. And this matchup is once again kicked back into life. It was looking like it was going to be an MIBR comeback. And now eUnited.
I mean,
they're having a second say.
They won that round with the SMGs. That's got to be a little bit of a confidence booster, a little bit of a booster for morale, which is going to always help out you winning the next couple of rounds. It's going to take the pressure off a little bit. It's going to break up the momentum of MIBR. You know, you win the round with the throwaway with the SMGs. You go, oh, wow, look at our money now. Wow, these guys lost to SMGs. They can't be that good. Let's win this next gun round. We just beat them with SMGs. Too easy. They get it done. It's 12-12 now. But still, MIBR with the money. Even if they do have their money broken down a little bit, max it's 1 save because the loss bonus is going to start to build up so much at that point. But if they do win a round and then eUnited resets them, Kev, that's not a good time to get resetty spaghetti. You're looking at like a 13 to match point, 13, 14, 15. Those are the times you don't want to be getting reset. Equally, it could happen to eUnited too if they do lose this one.
It's all in the air at the moment.
Economy can just kill you at this point in the game.
We've seen it happen so many times before. So tech pause because a PC from eUnited crashed. So might be in here for a little bit. Wait for the CT to get back in and maybe... Oh, I don't think it needs to be a reset round unless the money is going to be broken up.
What a series though.
Yeah, a little bit of a breather at the moment. It is...
How often does Cold Zero need to go into prime form to just win a game online?
I mean,
it's
even
usually just like, but now he actually like needs to concentrate and win like multiple clutches on the T side of Mirage and roll it back to the premium Cold Zero at the majors to close this one out against eUnited. That's how much of a contest they're giving him.
Even for eUnited at this stage, it was like Relics. I mean, he was just downright missing for that middle part, right? So far we've had, I mean, the Relics entree, the main was, it wasn't served at all because he just disappeared for a huge chunk and suddenly he's come back in and just in 1 round, he gets 2 kills and does so much damage in MP9.
You know what they say, Kevin? You can have your entree, but you know, your main can come a little bit late, but if it's a delicious main, you're willing to wait a little bit longer for it. A little extra half an hour, you know, maybe. You can wait. If it's really good, if it's that much better, you forget all about it. You forget all about all that time you were waiting.
Well, I have to see if it's the goods right now, if it's being cooked to perfection for eUnited, or if it's going to be a bit of a cooker at the end of the day, and MIBR are able to just close it out and make it a 2-0 for tonight. Similarly, I want to say, normally we keep it positive, everything here, but Tarek has been bit of a questionable form, I guess, coming into this series.
I mean, Tarek and Fer definitely a bit on and off. Fer was pretty good in that last map, but yeah, Tarek a bit missing on both. Having a bit of a rough time. I mean, come on, boys. PC crash. We need you back in the server. It's thunderstorming outside here in Australia. We're about to get struck by lightning any second now, and then this stream is 100% going down. And then best of luck. So let's get this out of the way. Less chances for us to get struck by lightning and, you know, too much water to leak in or something like that. Because everyone knows, you know, we're casting this from some tin shed in the outback in Australia. There's no infrastructure here whatsoever, Kevin. Hello? Kevin, you there?
No, sorry, I timed out. What did you just say?
Sorry, I crashed.
Sorry.
I'm back.
Should be back in the action soon.
What if he's actually fried? What if he's 100% fried it?
Nah, it doesn't happen.
What a way to go down. Hey guys, about to beat MIBR in a map here on Mirage, and my graphics card's just carked it. I'm done. That's happened to me. That's happened to me before.
There's been one stage there's been one stage. Remember, we were talking about our old mate Echo earlier on, one of the Counter-Strike players from Oceania. I think when he brought his PC to a bring your own PC LAN, he didn't know how to set it up.
Oh, man.
I'm not even joking. Like,
did you help him?
I had to.
All right, straight back into the action.
Back
Kev.
into the action.
Let's
Enough
go.
of our inane stories and
Look
nonsense.
at the money on eUnited. 2 to 7k across the board, about 2 or 3k across most of their players. Progression smoke comes from Tarek up towards that A ramp. Fallen, he's lost a lot of Harry Potters through the smoke there. Whoever's spamming him through it, well done.
Moose.
I believe it was Moose, yep. The range on those antlers, Kevin. Just wiggles them up mid through the smoke.
He looks like a harmless animal, but in reality, he can gore you to pieces. And Fallen's already felt the brunt of it. Softened up for the rest of eUnited to potentially finish off. But everything is hanging by a nice balance at the stage.
Ooh, Kevin, they're going for the A exit. Dapper's acting like he's playing retake, and Dazzle's in the ramp, in the sandwich. You know, it's MIBR, so 9 times out of 10, they either check sandwich or they trade it very quickly.
Or they molly it.
Or they molly it. But there's that one round where Dazzle gets 3, and MIBR is broke-ish.
Alright, so it's been mollied. He is not dropping the smoke in time. Barely drops, but he's on 2 HP. He is not combat effective at the moment.
I don't know if they know that he's actually in here yet, though. Oh, he pulls the trigger a little bit too quickly, but Dapper trades one back. Almost a second, but that's a really fast shot from Stewie. 4 on 3, Kev.
Yeah, and now he's pressuring Moose as well, but he turns a little bit too early. He turns as the flashbang comes forward, and Moose manages to find the timing.
That's
Fallen.
a ballsy plant. Dear Lord.
I mean, Fallen gets away with it, but Moose is coming out. He's doming heads. Fallen's so low. There's going to be a Molotov surely flung in his direction. There it is. It's pushed him out of area. He's going to be sprayed down. It's all down to Cold Zero at the moment. They know where he is, but you know where Cold Zero is. Can you kill him is a real question. Smoke comes out. Yes, you can, because your name's Relics. And Moose, my goodness, from Ticket. MIBR, they managed to get the bomb plant down, but eUnited still close out the round.
They've left the second AWP on the ground. They want 4 rifle, Kev.
I mean, who's going to take the second AWP at this stage? No one on eUnited. They're more interested in rifling at this stage.
Bit of a resetty, but they got the bomb down, which means that they're going to have plenty of money to buy, luckily for them. Otherwise, you would have seen Cold Zero with a little bit less of a buy, as well as Fer. Probably would have had to go down to an SMG or a Galil, and no one likes that. Instead, 5 AK by Ace with a little bit of a hole through the smoke. Could potentially get a kill here. Dapper's done quite a bit of work from Connector.
I think the food is currently getting into Mitch at the moment.
Got the indigestion of 6-year-old man said time and time again. What a pick by Ace.
Just using the edge of the smoke, absolutely beautiful. But Tarek trades it back with a contact play out at A ramp. He's taken quite a bit of damage. Will be allowed to get away alive for now. But now a lot of mid-control coming out from MIBR. Tarek is just going to hightail it into Palace instead. Look at this aggression coming out from Dapper, retaking A main control. And
yeah, MIBR's boosted into window though, so they're going to come up for this split through jungle, try to clear out Connector and split A through that sort of avenue. See if Dapper's going to flank top mid or if he goes through towards the Palace. He is going towards the Palace. If Tarek actually gets picked here by Ace, Dapper could come late in through the Palace and completely dismantle this round. Relics is pretty far up the B apartments here, which is going to allow Moose to be pretty confident in his rotate rather, and he comes in with the Molotov as well.
Ace doesn't realize this
really
one.
Close.
Yeah, first close. He can see the shadow at the moment. He will be able to get the spray down as well. But out comes Dapper, trying to get the trade. Won't be able to do so. Going to smoke himself off. The rotation is going to come from the rest of the players, but it's still going to be a 3-on-3. And MIBR have a very advantageous position in Cold Zero. And Relics, he's been spotted out, but Relics still comes out on top, and Dapper now makes the strike. They know where Fallen is. He was in CT, but he's going to try and make his way around through the jungle area. Instead, Relics, he's so low.
Reverse, though.
He's playing a reverse. They're going to clear out CT, but are they going to suspect Fallen to be here? Fallen, he's going to pick off Relics, but he doesn't know the plan. Oh my goodness, the defuse going to go forward. Relics goes down. It doesn't matter because eUnited still managed to get the round.
Look at the money, Kev.
They can still buy, but there's barely going to be any utility. eUnited, it just comes down to these one-on-one deals. Relic coming out on top
Dapper
against
with
Cold
the
Zero.
mid-round as well. Huge plays. All right, another test for eUnited. Not as scary of one as Tarek's down to a Galil. Cold Zero's got no util. Fallen's got no util, but this time he's on the AWP. See what the approach will be from MIBR. They can't just dot all the I's and cross the T's and throw a million grenades out middle and pre-smokes from T-spawn because they just don't have the utility, but that's definitely not going to help. Stewie picking up Dapper early on in the piece. Flashbang is a bit of a tell that he's coming, and he's instantly punished for that. That's definitely going to help MIBR resolve this round, and already you see them just run back towards A. Dazzle's going to have to go absolutely huge, and we've seen him have some problems doing so in Sandwich and getting Molotoved and getting double peaked and traded out. He's really dropped off in Mirage, hasn't he?
He's got a full set of utility to use, though, and that's the question. When is he going to be dropping it? Ace, he's going to be flashing into a ramp, but that is not going to be where everything is going to be, and it is... Well, I mean, it is going to be a ramp, but Dazzle's got a full set of utility. He's going to come out. He can at best go 1-for-1. That's just not good enough at this stage. MIBR, they can still come in full force at the moment. They're going to be exploding surely onto this bomb site soon. But Ace, he's here, denies one, but he's dropping the utility. Hang on a moment. First close. You can't be allowed to drop utility like that. Now, Relics needs to be able to clean up on the over-aggression coming out from the T's. Won't be able to do so. Fur comes back in with a re-peak with the AWP, and it's all down to Moose at the moment, who is thinking about saving right now as eUnited's economy is not in the shape to be fighting this out.
Neither is MIBR's, though. They really can't afford to lose any of these rifles, but Moose is in no position to punish them, any of them on the exit. Fallen going to pick up that AWP and make his way back towards T-spawn. eUnited have just lost that round, and the money is not going to be fantastic on Dazzle or Ace, but who knows? They might still be able to buy, or they might go for the single save. We'll see what they do decide to do. Difficult decision to make, I would say. Probably going to have to be the single save, but if Ace is okay, maybe doing it with a SMG or something like that.
They are.
Here we go.
They're committing into this, and I mean, you can see the principle in it. Even if they drop this one, they have another round to eco, potentially bring it back into overtime.
Wow, Dapper's actually holding on to the AWP rather than giving it over to Ace. Interesting. Makes the cat jump. This might not be something that MIBR actually expects.
Good flashbangs from Cold Zero, just to buy a little bit more space to nullify any of the potential aggression that would have come up from the cat jump.
Two on the A-bomb site. It's going to be Dazzle and Ace playing under the balcony. Moose, he is chilling over near that B market area. I think he was just lining up a flash to help Relics secure that apps area. He can drop a smoke on the choke point if he wants to. Relics needs to be careful not to get too antsy picking over towards B apps because Fallen is posted up there, and even if he's not having the best of games right now, he's more than capable of hitting this shot.
All you need is one shot to bring it back into the favour of your team. Deep smoke comes forward.
Love how long they waited dropping that smoke. That the B-apps area, the choke point was open for such a long time, but they wait until the 1 minute mark to drop it down, get some information, try to run the clock down a little bit longer. Relics, all he has to his name is just one flashbang. He doesn't have a whole lot of help on this bomb site. He sees the smoke start to come in. He throws the counter flash, and he's going to do his best to hold on to the bomb site here, Kev.
Yeah, I mean, going 1 for 1 is pretty ideal at this stage, and he's going to go better. That's actually Moose chiming in. Oh my goodness, Relic's trying to get the spray down through the edge of the smoke, but it's going to be Moose that comes up big. Dapper as well in the position to assist. All of MIBR have hit the ground. I don't even know what's going on. Fallen, he can barely believe it himself. It is a clean win so far, and Ace is sealing off the exit.
Oh my god, if he upgrades here from the MP9, can't quite do it. Fallen's ready for the peak. He has only the AWP to his name and about 2.8k. The rest of them, not nearly as much money as that. And on the first loss bonus, that's going to look like some real bad money for Fer and Stewie. Once again, resetting on the match point. They're going to have to force into this one. Fallen can drop an AK. Cold can go on an AK. But as for Tarek, Fer and Stewie, whoever of the two of those don't receive that AK from Fallen are going to be on a bit of a lackluster buy. As for eUnited, if they drop this one, that's resetting for them on the 15th round, potentially giving MIBR an option to push it into overtime. A critical round, to say the least.
Limited utility for both sides. I mean, limited utility, sorry, for MIBR to use. They've used some of it towards mid, but they are going to be gathering up for a B-side take. Deep Molotov coming forward from the CTs. Going to be tested once again at this B site, Mitch.
Smoke on the choke point. Once again, they drop it pretty early this time. Relics, how much util have you got, my friend? He's got a molly still to expand. He's got a smoke to drop. Moose is there to help him, but Stewie's out so far in front.
Oh my goodness, Moose is looking so good right now. Moose trying to get the spray down onto 4 of them. It doesn't work out, but still, you think he's done enough damage. But Cold Zero and Fallen are alive with the AWP and the AK on the site. Fallen's trained both on the B apps and the short area, ready to transition over. 2 coming in from B apps, 1 from short.
Some of the more quiet members of eUnited being the ones to close out this 3v2. They have some utility to work with, but Cold Zero is still alive. Fallen's got some angles where he could definitely get a pick. What a flick. Into the 2-on-2 now, Kev.
Yes, and Ace is trying to lock down some of the angles. He's a little bit scared, but they're not going to expect Dazzle to be here as well. But I think Fallen might have spotted him out. Dazzle, he's not spotted out Cold Zero and MIBR. Cold Zero and Fallen, bring it back.
The
match point.
They've reset him. Moose is the only one who can afford anything. He's going to glass cannon. I don't know if he's going to throw that over to somebody else or use it himself. Rest of them going to have to be doing pistol armor. And like we said, I mean, Moose set that up for them. He was the one who crashed. He gets the 3K. He's been so critical shutting down a lot of these late round situations for eUnited, but some of the others aren't really showing up at this moment. And Fallen picks Ace so fast into the round. Dazzle trying to pick up Fer actually does. So it's a 1-for-1. Dapper ready for this overextension. They are pushing up Cat pretty quickly here from MIBR. At the bottom of the connector, Dazzle going to make the mid-round. He actually picks him up in Palace. Oh my god, it's a 4-on-3 Relics. He doesn't know Tarek's directly under him.
Oh no, this is slowly but steadily starting to fall apart right now for MIBR, just at the worst time. But as you're saying, Tarek might be able to get this pick onto Relics, but no, Relics is spotting him out. He realized what's going on at the moment, and he's just waiting for his perfect time to shut this down. It's going to be a plant for short. He's going to try and deny Fallen afterwards. Relics can't land the shots. He's just going to try and stay around to just deny any control from the T's. Tarek can't land the headshot. The rest of the CT's coming forward. Eventually, they clean him up, but the rest of the reinforcements are here. Tarek can't clutch it out. eUnited in the final round. They managed to make it work out, 16-14. It's a 1-1 split for tonight.
What a series. Once again, a 1-1 split out of eUnited. They definitely even could have taken both maps there. Just go back to that round on train where it was a 3-on-5 and Absolute Magic pulled out by MIBR. And apparently eUnited is Scar's Absolute now. And that's how cooked I am after that series, because that was just such a cracker.
Oh my goodness. eUnited have managed to pull one out. A victory. They have been tested. MIBR just running a little bit flat towards the end. And some of the players from eUnited, all it took was a few individual efforts when it got to the couple of final rounds. But that is the final map of Counter-Strike for today. But what a day of Counter-Strike it has been, Mitch. Especially those last two. Nothing but action and just pure A-grade fun.
Yeah, definitely. You know, earlier in the piece we saw a nice little map on Inferno between Ints and NRG, and you know, usually I'm not as optimistic for how much the quality of the Pro League matches can be. Sometimes, you know, you can have some pretty dodgy ones, but I have to say today definitely delivered in terms of some very, very entertaining matches, and closing it out with 2 games between underdog like eUnited going up against a Titan like MIBR, where they make it look that good, is some impressive stuff.
I mean, obviously, there are still a little bit of questions around eUnited's gameplay and MIBR, but I think for eUnited, this is just a moment to celebrate what they've achieved in terms of, again, they've managed to take another map off of MIBR, and sure, you can say it's an online series and another 2 best-of-1s, but when you look at it, you split 2-2 against MIBR, which is not an easy task, and you've earned this victory, so
100%.
enjoy
Yeah.
it. I guess just for eUnited, just enjoy it, because it was... Doesn't mean, obviously, they're going to qualify for the finals just yet or whatnot, but it's just one more step in the right direction for them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as an underdog team or a middle-of-the-rung sort of team in the Pro League, you want to be going 1-1 with as many of these sort of top-tier teams as you can, and you want to be closing out the 2-0s fairly cleanly over some of the lower-tier teams in the league. I mean, as for eUnited, I always see them as that team that can really punch above their weight and beat some of these teams in the sort of top order of things in terms of the NA scene, but also they have the same problem as when they play a team that's very familiar with them, that they played time and time again in the Mountain Dew League, who might not even ever have a chance against MIBR. They can sometimes fall to those opponents, so they really play to the level of their opponent, which was what makes them such an interesting team to watch.
Well, I mean, that was definitely an exciting game to watch, but if you just tuned in, you've missed all the action. And just a quick recap of what's happened today for Matchday number 6. Over on our stream, Renegades a pretty comprehensive 2-0 over Luminosity at the end of the day. Inferno was a little bit closer in that second map, but NRG 2-0 as well over Ints, and then a 1-1 split for tonight. Both maps close. Train and Mirage going down to the wire sometimes. And MIBR, a couple of questions to be asked, but ultimately it wasn't to be their day. eUnited just coming out with the goods a few individual times. Cold Zero even made an appearance on Mirage in terms of that old Cold Zero that we know, that's just that clutch monster, unstoppable force. But there was just one enough kills for eUnited. You can imagine how many clutches could have gone in either way. I could have resolved. Regardless, it is what it is. And I mean, Ghost getting that 2-0, both overtime victories over Renegades, both sides really pushing each other to the edge. And I mean, a little bit surprising, but also unexpected, also expected at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, they're both top of the standings. You'd expect nothing but a knockout game from both of them, and it's a good job from Ghost to close out both of those points, because that's really going to help them. They need every single bit of points that they can get to put them so far ahead that they have no chance that they can't go to the finals. As for Renegades, it's a good effort. You know, Ghost is a pretty well-established team that have done pretty good at a Tier 2 event. With Renegades' new lineup, they should be at least happy. I mean, they didn't get a win on the board in that series, but they should be at least happy that they were able to make it competitive.
Yeah, and especially considering that Ghost has been a lineup that's been around for quite a while now, for the last 2 months or so. Obviously, Crystal leading the lineup with Neptune being reintegrated. It has brought, I guess, a new dimension or a different kind of dimension to the player Ghost, but taking that 2 overtime victory still means that they're technically undefeated for the Pro League, so congratulations to Ghost Gaming, and at the end of the day, also congratulations to eUnited as well.
Yeah, definitely 2 teams that are sort of in the development phase in terms of making it to the top tier of NA Counter-Strike, and definitely well on their way to doing that, showing some great results today.
Yeah, some of the players looking like they were hitting shots right out of pug clips as well, especially in ECA. You can imagine that, I mean, you could imagine there were some parts where it was just Relics in a rank S pug, just once again, just tapping away at heads, just making it look too easy alongside with the rest of eUnited. But, I mean, if you want to go try out and improve as well, make sure you try out some ECA pugs. Maybe you can be the next Relics, or Moose,
yeah,
or anyone from eUnited.
Yeah.
eUnited has shown it is possible. Doesn't matter if it's online Counter-Strike. Doesn't matter. You can say it's online, that MIBR might be still a bit jet-lagged and whatnot, but it is still a huge achievement.
Yeah, a win's a win. It's always going to be there on the standings. It's always going to be there in your heart. It's beautiful, isn't it?
I mean, it is, because I think it's just the glow afterwards. You get to see the underdog take the victory. It's not something you often see in Counter-Strike, and these are the times where you should be celebrating as opposed to be negative, so.
Yep. which is not usually my approach to things. But you know what, Kevin, you've turned me around. You know, you've made me a more positive, less pessimistic person. I'm not going to make excuses for MIBR. I'm just happy that I saw some good games of Counter Strike today.
Yeah, I mean, you're a happy chappy, and taking a look at tomorrow's schedule as well, let's see if we can keep you a happy chappy, because on the mainstream, well, Liquid against Renegades are first, I'd say, real test inside the EPL for Renegades to see how they're going to go. NRG up against Envy, followed by Luminosity and Cloud9. But over here tomorrow, we're going to be here for matchday number 7 with Rogue up against Ghost first up. That's going to be an exciting matchup. Then eUnited against Liquid. That's definitely a spicy one. And then MIBR against Renegades. So you're going to see Renegades twice in 2 days. I have to see how they fare against the Brazilian powerhouse. But eUnited, I don't know, against Liquid, this is, I mean, I'm saying upsets are definitely possible against MIBR, but against Liquid, I feel like that's just a different horse, a different beast.
A different horse, yeah, definitely. I don't know. I feel like all of those games have potential to be great games. Obviously, Rogue doesn't have KD anymore. It's going to completely change up the team, but it's still there should still be at least a decent crack, especially at least close to the level of a team like Ghost, who are undefeated so far in the league. Renegades tomorrow are playing Counter-Strike on hard mode. They have to go back-to-back Liquid and MIBR, as well as playing Ghost today. So definitely starting to test their mettle in terms of how good this lineup is, how high the level is currently, and how much further it can go. And then the other game as well, eUnited, we just saw them get an upset up against MIBR. Maybe they can get an upset against Liquid as well. I mean, I know it's a domestic rivalry, so it might be a little bit harder for them. Obviously, Liquid is a lot more solid of a team and a lot more tenured and stuff, and aren't going through as much of a transitional phase. But I don't know, eUnited kind of impressed me today.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have. They've been impressing throughout the entire season, but that is it for our stream tonight for now. There is apparently a double overtime going on between NRG and Rogue, as well as the other mainstream, so go check that one out. But we'll be back tomorrow once again from that 6:10 EDT time, I believe it is. Until then, take care and have a good one.